Hi, everybody. Dr. Connie here. I want to welcome you to our weekly show called The Functional Yoga Medicine. If you're here, you are either a healthcare practitioner, yoga practitioner, wellness practitioner, or anything under the umbrella of functional and holistic and even integrative medicine. But you have to recognize that by virtue of being in the holistic space, we've all signed up to become an entrepreneur, whether you like it or not. However, this very identity does not come easily for us clinicians because we don't get much training in the business acumen while in school. As overthinkers and analyzers, we tend to hide behind the science and medicine and think that the clinical knowledge and skill is what we should seek all the time. I used to be one of those. This couldn't be, though, further from the truth. Most healthcare entrepreneurs don't realize that they are the CEO of their business as well as their life. Now, all of a sudden, you're required to take care of your employees, run a business, while really learning all the clinical skills. And so it doesn't behoove you to get into the nitty-gritty of biochemistry and hormones and all the detailed stuff. What patients really need from you is a practical, easy, and simple approach that they can live in as a solution in their lives, rather than you complicating with all the jargons and all the prescription and all the supplements that we tend to bombard our patients with. And most of you as business owners, you operate your business without clarity and focus and lack the business acumen required to create not just any business. You need to create a profitable business to continue to serve the world and impact the lives. Because without the money coming in, it's not going to be sustainable. It's like, do you want to work for free after all the years of training that you've had and all the loans and educational fees that you've paid? Now it's time to collect on them, right? Rather than really being minute and focused on the details, you need to learn the business, the big picture thinking, and really understand what profitability, scalability, and leveraging your knowledge and technology today looks like. And that requires you to step out of your comfort zone and stop hiding behind the knowledge. Many think money is the root of all evil, and you don't even recognize that that's what you think about money. But if you don't really get clear on your own relationship with your money and finances, you'll never really know and really hold the identity of being a successful millionaire entrepreneur that you want to be. Throwing out the numbers like $1 million business or $10 million business, we tend to stay realistic in our numbers in what the median salary of whatever degree we hold. But as entrepreneurs, we live from possibility. The more people we can help, the more impact we can make, and the scalability and the leverage and technology that's available to each and every one of us, it's really, really astounding how much valuable resource that we have. So I need you to really think in terms of possibility, not limit yourselves to what's realistic, right? And that's really the glass ceiling that I want to live for you. And as I said, many of you think money is the root of all evil. And in fact, you don't even want to talk about the money. But if I asked you, do you want to work for free? The answers are always an astounding, no way, Jose, I need to pay the bills. I need to take care of my family. So why is it so hard for us healthcare practitioners to talk about money? Or even to say, honestly, that's what we want to make. Because after all careers and businesses are meant to bring income, to safeguard our future, as well as to provide for our families. And I don't know about you, but for me, financial independence and financial freedom is super important for my health and for my relationships, for everything in my life. Yet there's so much shame in wanting to make money, so much so that it's the conversation that most practitioners get uncomfortable around. And unless you make money and profit, your business will fail. You can't continue to really pay up your employees. But the identity you hold for yourself is what's keeping you so small. And unless you transition and transform who you're being in your own business, then nothing else will ever change. And the ultimate goal of serving and helping patients to feel better can only be possible when we have profits in the business. And if you don't value money, you might as well keep being an employee. And remember, without profits, you really can't really serve your patients. Not only that, you'll be overwhelmed, burnt out, working long hours with nothing to show for it. And so in fact, you might as well go back to being an employee with a dead-end job, not doing anything to make a difference in the lives that you impact, but you end up just circling around in a hamster wheel in a dead-end job that got you training in the holistic space in the first place. And the truth is that most of you want to make money. You want to make lots of money, but are stuck in thinking realistically about just how much money you can make versus what's really possible. Too often, you're frustrated with lack of progress in your work, the impact and futility of your career, but have no idea how to create the career you want. You end up resorting to the same old, doing what you've always done, thinking things will turn around, but it never will. But it's time to shift your perspective and question your limiting beliefs about yourself and your career that is holding you back. Because if you don't change who you're being and you focus on everything that you're doing, the foundation is all wrong. You'll continue to reap the same results that you've been getting. So you're going to repeat more of the same. But if you're listening to this, something tells me that as you're sitting here listening to this podcast, you're thinking a lot about your business and what you really want to do. But I want you to go to that place in your heart where what is holding you back? Is it the confidence? Is it the fear? Is it the worthiness? What is it? Lack of something, lack of education, the risks? Because in order for you to make anything happen, you must have belief and faith. And you must step out of your comfort zone to do that. I want you to get honest about wanting to make money and be clear about how much you want to make. Just as we need a blueprint to start building the house, we need a clear vision for what we want to accomplish. And yet we get the trainings and tend to hide behind our clinical skills and certifications and cross our fingers and hope for the best without really strategizing business growth. How do I know? I've been there. And it's so much easier to be an expert at something and forget about the business sides of things, right? Return on investments. What are some of the metrics, right? Some of the numbers that you need to look at. Because at the end of the day, business is all about numbers, minus all the emotions and the drama that we bring to the table with it. So you need to learn how to be a very, very shrewd business person, the CEO of your company that you are. You're the CEO of your health business, right? And I just want you to know that business growth is what causes health, wealth, and relationships, right? And the stress levels to decrease. And if you don't have them, it's what deteriorates your health, wealth, and relationships, which ultimately keeps you in the cycle of pain and suffering with a dead-end career, trying to help patients heal, all at the same time you're getting sicker and sicker with overwhelming amount of work that you're putting yourself. And I want you to take this opportunity to reflect on the relationship with your money. I mean, really, really go to what you were conditioned to believe about money. Did you grow up with parents who were always struggling? Did you grow up with parents who thought money is evil? Did you grow up with thinking that money is never enough? What are some of the beliefs you have around money? Because that needs to be revealed and that needs to be reprogrammed for you to really step into the identity to make the possibilities so much grander than they are. Many of you have taken out student loans, I'm sure, to get advanced degrees only to be stuck in a dead-end job that can barely pay for your student loans. You know that you're capable of so much more, but the system keeps you feeling trapped in ineffective outdated, and inefficient ways that seem to only perpetuate marginal benefits to your patients. All in the meanwhile, those individuals who lack the education that you have, the caliber of education that you have, are making a killing online, really meeting patients where they need, right? Making things simple and very basic and commonsensical. But I want you to know that's what patients are looking for. This is not the long-term career. And unless you learn to shift now, you'll constantly be chasing something that you don't want. And believe me, you don't need another training or certification. You just need a simple, practical, common sense, and functional approach to building and scaling your business, all while having fun and simplifying to amplify for your patients and doing and loving what you do. But I must warn you that your brain will resist you at every turn because it's so conditioned to making things so hard. What you need is an identity shift from powerless health technician who's used to doing what you're expected to do to a powerful health entrepreneur who paves her own way, who has financial freedom to not only provide for your loved ones, but also safeguard your own future. You need to be a living example of what's possible versus getting burnt out and overwhelmed while your health is deteriorating like many of you. And so if you're ready, I invite you to take a brief quiz to find out what type of health practitioner you are so that you can learn exactly what to do to improve your current career circumstance. Click the link to take the quiz and find out how you can up-level and shift your identity into a powerful health entrepreneur. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you really enjoyed this show, it would really mean a lot to me if you subscribe to our channel. It's being served anywhere podcasts are being served, Spotify, on iTunes and Google, anywhere. So please do subscribe. Leave us a review. It really helps us to come together and really speak about the things that really matter that nobody really talks about. So my goal is to be really transparent with you and give you the real tools minus all the drama that goes along with keeping us in our limited beliefs to perpetuate our suffering. I want to lift you out of that cycle and get you to be thriving in your business and in your life. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys all next week.